Hey, welcome to Bitcoin Bytes HQ, simple Bitcoin explainers for everyone. Today, we're breaking down advanced Bitcoin ownership, Shamir, Multisig, inheritance, and time-locked scripts. This is educational only, not financial advice. Let's go. Let's start with a simple question. If something happened to you tomorrow, what would happen to your Bitcoin? In 2025, that question matters more than ever. More people self-custody now, the amounts are larger, and Bitcoin is no longer a short-term experiment. It's something people expect to hold for decades. The problem is that most ownership setups were designed for individuals, not lifetimes. One key, one device, one backup. That works until it doesn't. Hardware breaks, people move, relationships change, and eventually every owner faces the question of inheritance. Advanced Bitcoin ownership isn't about being clever.
It's about removing single points of failure calmly and deliberately. First, we need to understand the single key risk. At the base of most wallets is a single secret, the seed phrase. Anyone who has it has full control. Lose that phrase, and the Bitcoin is gone forever. Share it, and your control is gone instantly. This creates a fragile situation. You're forced to choose between security and recoverability. Hide it too well, and no one, not even you, might be able to find it when needed. Share it for backup, and you've created a new vulnerability. Advanced ownership begins by admitting this fundamental truth. One key is a single point of failure. So how do we fix that? The first method is called Shamir's Secret Sharing. It's a mathematical way to split one seed phrase into multiple pieces, called shares. You get to choose a threshold. For example, you could split your key into 5 shares and decide that any 3 of them are required to put it back together. Any 3 shares can reconstruct the original seed, but 2 shares, or 1, reveal absolutely nothing. This is often used for backups. You could store 1 share in a safe deposit box, give 1 to a trusted lawyer, and keep another at home. No single person or location can access the funds alone.
The key thing to understand, though, is that Shamir still protects one underlying wallet. At some point, to spend the Bitcoin, those shares must be brought together to reconstruct the full seed phrase. That moment of reconstruction is sensitive. The full secret exists again, briefly. If the computer or the device you use for that is compromised, so is your Bitcoin. Shamir is powerful, but it relies on a very careful process. The second method is Multisig, short for multi-signature, and it takes a different approach. Instead of splitting one key, you create multiple, completely independent keys from the start. And then, the Bitcoin network itself enforces a rule that you create, like 2 of these 3 keys must sign any transaction. Each of these keys can live on a different device, in a different city, even with a different person. Unlike Shamir, no full secret is ever reconstructed in one place. There is no single master key to be compromised. This is a huge shift. Your security rules are enforced on-chain, by the Bitcoin network itself, not just by your wallet software. So, to put it simply, Shamir is one secret, split apart and put back together, off-chain. Multisig uses many independent secrets, and the need for them is enforced by Bitcoin itself. We've seen why single keys are fragile, how Shamir splits a secret, and how Multisig replaces it with shared control. These 2 concepts are the foundational building blocks for solving those even bigger, long-term problems, like planning for inheritance, or even locking up Bitcoin until a specific date in the future. They shift the conversation from simply, how do I hide my key, to how do I design a robust system for managing my assets across time and between people. Advanced Bitcoin ownership isn't about complexity for its own sake. It's about thoughtfully removing points of failure, ensuring your assets are secure not just for today, but for a lifetime. It's about moving from a single point of failure to a system of resilience. So far, we've seen why single keys are fragile, how Shamir splits a secret, and how Multisig replaces it with shared control. Now let's look at the tools that solve long-term problems, like inheritance and time itself. With that foundation in place, we can talk about the hardest part of ownership, planning for people and time. Step 4.
Inheritance without giving up control. Inheritance planning often goes wrong in two ways. Either people share secrets too early, or they avoid the topic entirely. Good Bitcoin inheritance has three goals. First, you keep full control while alive. Second, your heirs can recover funds when needed. Third, no single helper can steal the Bitcoin. Multisig shines here. For example, you might control two keys, while a third is held by a lawyer or executor. Alone, they can do nothing. Together, recovery is possible. Shamir can also be used with sealed instructions and distributed shares. The important part isn't the math, it's the clarity of the process. Inheritance works best when you leave guidance, not private keys. Step 5. Time-locked scripts, letting time enforce rules. Bitcoin allows time-based conditions, called time locks. These scripts restrict spending until a certain block height or after a delay. Time locks can act like a silent backup signer. For example, funds might be spendable with your normal keys today, but unlock to a different path after several years of inactivity. This reduces trust in people and increases trust in rules. Time doesn't forget. It doesn't panic. But time locks must be designed carefully. A mistake can lock funds longer than intended. Testing is essential. Now, let's talk about some common myths and mistakes. Myth 1. More complexity is always safer. Every added key or rule increases the chance of user error. The safest setup is the simplest one that removes your biggest risk. Myth 2. I'll set this up later. Later usually means never. Even a basic multisig today is better than a perfect plan someday. Myth 3. My family will figure it out. Without clear instructions, they won't. Assume zero Bitcoin knowledge. Here's what I wish I knew when I started. Early on, I focused entirely on devices and ignored documentation. What mattered most wasn't hardware, it was practice. Running a small recovery drill once a year builds confidence. Writing clear instructions reduces fear. Choosing people who won't collude matters more than choosing the latest tool. Bitcoin ownership is a system, not a gadget. Let's recap, and I'll give you one tiny next action. Advanced ownership removes single points of failure. Shamir splits one secret. Multisig shares control on-chain. And time and structure make inheritance safer and calmer. Your tiny next action. Write a one-page note explaining where information lives and who to contact. No secrets. Store it safely. That's it. You now understand advanced Bitcoin ownership, Shamir, multisig, inheritance, and time lock scripts. If this helped, smash like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell. Drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. I read every one. See you in the next one.